Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Kant. So now our job focused programs are primarily divided across three levels. So basically to bridge the gap. So now you are trying to learn as a fresher, and in order to get a job or in order to get placed or in order to make a successful career switch, you need to follow three simple fundamentals. The first one, you need to have a content which is job ready. So Kant, how can you say this is a job ready content? Very simple. Go back to your LinkedIn, go back to the job portals. So like what are the roles and responsibilities they are giving for data science or your data analytic role or machine learning role. So those going to be your job ready content. So the job ready content is not based on a particular training institute or based on a particular college or etc. A job ready content need to be identified based on the job market. So now see the roles and responsibilities, what skills they are expecting. Based on that, you need to pick up the job ready content. All right. So now we got a job ready content, then we got an internship. Why internship? To get your interview calls. So you are getting your interview calls. Now, in order to crack your interview calls, so we came up with our one-on-one interview mentorship. So before we are understanding about all the three elements, let's try to see what is the kind of outline we are trying to cover. So in order to understand the outline, first let's try to understand the skill set someone need to learn. So if you take our programs are 6 months of live classes plus 3 months of internship, and where the timings going to be, so 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So Monday to Friday class is going to happen. So it is 6 months of live classes plus 3 months, and it is a weekday live classes. And in order to be a data scientist, you need to have the skills on Python, where you need to work on tasks like data collection, data cleaning, visualization, web application development, machine learning, AI, and generative AI. And even we will be teaching Python syllabus, as well as we will be giving R programming as a self-study content. So teaching both Python and R for the course, it's going to increase the duration of your program. So as the duration increases, the time to hit the market increases. For that reason, we gave R programming as a self-study content, and we are giving Python live classes, we are doing it. And once Python is completed, now in order to collect the data, in order to store the data, you are learning about structured database like SQL. And even you try to learn semi-structured data like NoSQL databases like MongoDB. And we will be doing some pipelines. For that, we will be using S3 buckets, which going to fall under a data lake. So now this unstructured data, we store it inside a data lake. So you try to learn that. And then you try to generate reports with the help of your business intelligence tools. If you see, this Power BI and Tableau falls under business intelligence tools. So you are trying to learn Tableau and Power BI. Any one tool, we will be covering it as a live class. Another one, we give it as a self-study. And then we try to learn our math skills, which are very important, this one. So our math skills are important, which going to be statistics, where you try to learn descriptive statistics, exploratory, and even inferential statistics. And in order to perform predictive analytics, so you need to learn machine learning concepts. I will be giving a detailed mind map in a minute. And then in order to work on real-time projects or your internship projects, you need to have a particular amount of domain expertise, or you need to have the proper business acumen skills. And in order to make you future ready, we are covering even DataBricks, where you will be learning about DataBricks. And within the DataBricks, you use PySpark, and you work on MLOps pipeline using AWS SageMaker, Azure, Snowflake, and even Redshift. So this is the overall syllabus which you will be covering in lines of your data science. Now, these are our detailed mind maps. If you take Python, to be a pro in Python, where we will be covering, this is all the Python syllabus where you touch building blocks like arithmetic operators, value, variable function, libraries, you work on inbuilt data structures, you work on print or output operations, you work on loops, you work on conditional statements, you work on user-defined regular expression, escape sequences, lambdas, string manipulations, list comprehension, generator expressions, modules, you work on Pandas library, NumPy, Matplotlib, Scikit-learn, TensorFlow, NLTK, Streamlit, JAX, PyTorch, Gradio, Lime and Shap, SciPy library, Plotly library, wide data profiling, LangChains, OpenAI, transformers, and there you learn about OOPS concepts. And when it comes to advanced data structures like linked list, trees, graphs, queues, stacks, or if you want to learn about sorting algorithms, search algorithms, graph algorithms, you try to learn them with the help of self-paced. Again, we are not covering DSA live classes, we are covering entire data structures and algorithms in your self-paced, and the rest of all the content of Python going to be live classes. Only DSA, means like for a data scientist, DSA may not be that important. Only people who are trying for man companies like Meta, Amazon, or Netflix. So this kind of big companies, Google, then DSA is important. So now that's the reason we are not making DSA as a mandatory. Means like it may discourage some of the learners who are new to the programming or who are from other backgrounds like mechanical or pharmaceutical or maybe like commerce background. They may feel it bit demotivated. That's the reason we gave DSA as your self-paced learning. And once Python is completed, then you will be learning your SQL. So in order to learn SQL, this is again the syllabus where you learn about create commands, alter commands, drop commands, truncate commands from DDL, data definition. You learn about DML, data manipulation language. You learn about transaction control commands. You learn about your DQL, data query language. You learn about your window functions. You learn about advanced SQL concepts like creating cron jobs to create orchestrated pipelines, triggers, views, stored procedures, materialized view, which is very important in real time, functions, index, events, normalization forms, denormalizations, and even creating staging when you are doing on Snowflake. Especially when you are doing Snowflake, you do staging, you do streams and all that. So that is the syllabus for SQL. And then if you are trying to learn statistics, this is the overall statistical syllabus where you will be learning about sampling techniques like what is random, systematic. You learn about types of data. You learn about EDA. You learn about the large number, central limit theorem. You learn about data cleaning, pattern understanding, probability distributions. These are different types of probability distributions. You learn about hypothesis testing, like how to create a hypothesis and how to do ANOVA test, chi-square test, two-sample t-test, all this kind of tests. You are learning all your statistics. Once statistics is completed, then you got your ML syllabus. This is your ML syllabus where you got your regression models. You are trying to learn within regression models. These are your, again, deep learning. You can do regression with feed forward. You got your evaluation metrics, and these are your classification models, and within your decision trees, again the theory part. And once you completed your algorithms, then we got ML project lifecycle, where you start with data collection, business problem, where data understanding, data cleaning, training the ML, test the ML, evaluate the ML, deployment, and then you try to learn about when to increase the model accuracy due to algorithm, again due to sample. Again, with the help of feature engineering, you are trying to increase the model accuracy. You are trying to deal with your outliers. And due to algorithm for, again, your when test accuracy is low, overfitting problem, and again due to sample. Now, this is ML syllabus. And after ML syllabus, you are trying to get into your NLP syllabus. This is going to be your NLP syllabus. You are understanding your applications, challenges. You are understanding NLP processing techniques, feature extraction techniques, modeling techniques, unsupervised learning of NLP. And then you are understanding NLU concepts, natural language understanding, user request, intent understanding, POS tagging, dependency parsing, name and entry recognition, sentence similarities. So again, within that, entity extraction, content man, all this. So this is going to be part of your NLP syllabus. After NLP, you are getting into your Spark syllabus, PySpark, where you are learning about your PySpark commands, where it comes into RDD commands, transformation commands, and RDD action commands. And you got data frame transformation commands and data frame action commands. Once you completed them, then you are jumping into your deep learning syllabus, where within deep learning, you are able to understand all these concepts, where you are learning about Turing test, types of models, feed-forward neural network, computer vision, autoencoders, GANs, neural style transfer, diffusion models, energy-based models, normalizing flow models, RNNs, LSTM, sequence to sequence, everything. And once you completed this, then you will be having the concepts related to your dashboarding. So like Power BI, where you will be learning about dashboard reporting, best practices, KPIs. You will be understanding about data analytic project lifecycle, where why to create a dashboard, storytelling with your dashboard, and different tools. And within every tool, if you take Power BI, so you need to know about different visualizations. You need to know about your modeling, or we call Power Pivot, or you need to know about your joins, and you need to know about your DAX, data analysis expressions, and you need to know about Microsoft Fabric. So this is the syllabus which you need to prepare from your Power BI. So like within this, again, we cover Power BI syllabus. So where we cover on different visualizations, creating dashboards, creating Power Pivot, creating joins, creating, again, within this, there is one more Power Query. Power Query is meant for data cleaning. DAX is for creating new KPIs, and Microsoft Fabric is to deploy your dashboard. So once you worked on all the syllabus, then for every syllabus, every division, you have the real-time projects to work on. So the real-time projects in BPEC, we call them as internship. So now every real-time project you're working under BPEC, we are calling that as internship. You can place those projects in your resume as an experience. So based on the roles and responsibilities, the projects you're getting, you're able to get your interview calls. And based on that interview calls, to crack this interview calls, we are trying to work on one-on-one interview mentorship. So if you are a career gap, or a experienced or a fresher, based on your background, we try to build your resume. So based on the confidence you got on the concepts, based on that we build your resume, we make sure the keywords are good within the roles and responsibilities skill set, the keywords are good, relevant to the market. We work on mock interviews to share the corrections or the guidance on how to speak in your data science interviews using your STAR method. Again, STAR method implementation is very important while you are going for your interviews. And we optimize your job portals LinkedIn. So as you make a lot of mistakes, so most of my students who are joining from other institutes, they try to say, hey Kant, we don't have a proper projects to place in the resume, or we don't know how to optimize our LinkedIn or job portals, or how to explain the things to the interviewer. So they lack the mock interviews, they lack the job portal optimization on LinkedIn. For that reason, we are trying to bridge the gap. So between your learning, so this is the state where you are learning, and this is the area where you are getting a job. So in order to make a successful switch, we need to follow these 3 steps. So now, as you see the agenda, it may make you overwhelming. So hey, to be a data scientist, do I need to learn this many? But if you are learning one step at a time, you can easily be a data scientist. So you don't need to worry on that. So it's always one step at a time, and you always need to follow this principle of 80 by 20 rule. What exactly meant by 80 by 20 rule is 20% of learning and 80% of implementation. So if you want to really crack a job as a data analyst, data scientist, or any profile, you need to focus on 20% of learning and 80% of implementation. But I see most of the people spend 100% of learning and zero implementation. If you can change that, so 80% implementation, 20% learning, you can easily grab the job. You can be very confident in lines of whatever you're learning. And always keep one point in the brain. It's not how many you are learning. It's more about how quality you are by learning at least one subject. So by learning one subject, how you can create a value using your Excel or using your statistics, how you can create a value as a data scientist or as a data analyst is something very, very important. And finally, so people who enrolled into this data science program, they are able to get this particular access. People who enrolled into data science, they are able to get this access. So where you can log into the access. So this is the site where you can go to www.d-pc.com. So if you are able to log in, so this is the account where you are able to get all this access. You are able to get start with you're able to get prerequisite course access, where within this prerequisite course access, you're able to get your terminologies, your mathematical inductions and all that. And once you are able to go back, if you are able to go to your MySQL, then you will be learning about all the MySQL content. This is all MySQL content, introduction to MySQL, creating databases. So like this is all your MySQL content, where deep dive into MySQL. So like clauses, data handling, notes, my advanced MySQL content and all this. And if you are able to, again, if you go back to ML, NLP, deep learning, Docker, Smartboard, holistic learning access, mastering generative AI using LLM's LangChain access, if you are able to click on, this is LLM's LangChain, where you got your content on complete LangChains. And this is building RAG architecture using LangChains, where you are able to find this kind of Smartboard based content. This is Smartboard based content where you are able to see on your RAG implementation. In the similar way, if you are able to go back, like we got content on job ready Power BI, you got Tableau, applied statistics with Excel. So you got your again. This is going to be people who enrolled into live classes. They will be having their live class access where they can see the recording, live class recording. They can see here, and you got your Python course with your data structures and algorithms. You got full data science with R programming. You got data science, artificial intelligence, holistic learning, where you got all the content related to data science, and you got your data engineering, holistic learning access, where you are able to find the content on Python, SQL. You're able to find the content on your Snowflake. These are all Snowflake content. You're able to find content on big data, where we created some pipelines called as real-time streaming using Kinesis. So like AWS CLI installation, so real-time streaming and the streams in Snowflake. So streams and task scheduling in Snowflake. So this is all Snowflake content, big data content, Apache Spark. So you're able to see your Hadoop scoop and data pipeline development using AWS, your NoSQL related content, Airflow content, and end-to-end pipelines. And apart from it, you are able to see dedicated DataBricks and Azure Data Factory content here. So this is all related to your DataBricks, Azure Data Factory. Sorry, this is the same April. So here you are able to find this is all Databricks. If I scroll here, you are able to find your Azure Synapse Analytics, creating Databricks pipeline, Azure Data Factory, Azure storage account creation, Azure Data Factory, Databricks pipeline, ADF pipeline. So you are able to see your pipelines, PySpark, AWS Glue, Snowflake, and all this content. So now create working on your PySpark or Databricks command. Now all this access, you are able to get it. So people who enrolled into live classes, this access is also included, where you got time series access and everything. Overall, like closely 11 to 12 different access you are able to find it. So people who enrolled it, and this is all we used most of the content is smartboard, and the other content also I'm just making around smartboard. So like this is the overall access which we created for data science learners. So people who are interested to join this program, so the links are in the description, or you can WhatsApp to the number which is in the description. So like to know more about it, to join our weekday live class on data science, job focused data science. The timings are 8 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. If anyone interested, please drop us your details to our WhatsApp, or you can register your details. Thank you so much. See you.